What's up, folks? Welcome to the 67th episode of Tales from the Archive here on Handelabra Games. My name is Zach from Another Letdown Media and the Adjacent Hex podcast. I will be your host this evening. Tales from the Archive is the show where we use the medium of Sentinels of the Multiverse, the digital game, to tell a story of some kind. Some will be tales from the actual Sentinel storylines, and others will be totally original and or based on previous work. For consistency's sake, I do try to match each story up with an existing Sentinel Comics book title that has been mentioned previously by either Christopher or Adam or both, but by no means does that make these official canon or real or anything like that. You can kind of think of this as the Earth 603 Sentinels of the Multiverse. There will often be times where I deliberately make a play that doesn't make a whole lot of sense strategically, or play under some bizarre stipulation because I feel that contributes in some way to the narrative we've created. I will do my best to try and win games, however, even heroes fall sometimes, and that just makes for fun and interesting stories. As with all the shows on the Handelabra Games channel, we believe in civil rights for absolutely everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. So, without any more delay, let's open Ye Olde Book of the Multiverse and get this party started. Okay, so, real talk for a minute. Those of you who watch Tales from the Archive on the regular know that when I do these broadcasts and when we do Agents of Stream and anything else that I participate on the Handelabra channel, it's much easier for me to broadcast sort of in my Agent Mishap persona because it allows me to sort of A, become part of the story, and B, somewhat separate myself, my personal life, from the streams and the stories that I'm telling. This week, I found it really, really difficult to do that. I know that the metaphor of a roller coaster for life is very cheesy and lame and cliche, but if ever there was a week where I needed to use that metaphor, this would be that week. The highs were really high, and the lows were some of the lowest I can imagine. My anniversary date night with my wife went fantastically, and we had an amazing time at the Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness concert. An unexpected bonus snow day was a huge morale boost for me on Friday. I was just kind of burnt out and tired, so that was really nice. And I got a little bit of Arkham Horror living card game time with some good friends. And the icing on the cake yesterday was when the first Robotics LEGO League team that I coach took home the Champions Award, which is the top honor at their competition. Really, really proud of my students for that. It's their first time competing in any kind of official capacity, so that was really, really unexpected and awesome. I've been trying for 11 years to coach a team to that award and finally got there. So yeah, I'm super proud of them. Unfortunately, I have to miss the state competition because I'll be at PAX Unplugged. But it'll be fine. A bunch of students have to miss it too because first, I'll get into it in a minute, but it's a mess. So on the surface, yeah, it seems like I had a pretty awesome week. What could have possibly gotten me down? Well, I'm sure that everybody knows by now that Stan Lee passed away at the age of 95. He lived a great life, and nothing but joy in my heart just thinking back on what he brought to the world. But at this point, some of you were with me on my channel as I was slogging through Mega Man Zero when the news broke. The distraction of being live on Twitch sort of got me through the broadcast, but as soon as that was done, I realized just how emotionally compromising his passing was to me. I'll just be honest, the waterworks happened. Stan Lee is largely responsible for pretty much everything in my life, and I owe him quite a lot. I'm thinking my best student interactions were all based around comic books or just general geekery. And of course, a lot of that Stan is responsible for. My work at the game store wouldn't be a thing, most likely. Maybe it would in a different capacity, but like I'm expecting it probably wouldn't. And certainly, Sentinels: The Multiverse and Greater Than Games wouldn't exist without Stan. I had a long talk with Adam about that the other day, and it's interesting. And so I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you right now if that weren't a thing. So on Zach Sucks at Games, my show on Another Letdown Twitch, this past week I started playing. I paid tribute to Stan by playing Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin for Sega Genesis, which is a great game. It's very difficult, and go back if you have a chance, go back and watch my show. You'll see just how difficult that game was, but awesomely fun and really captures Spider-Man. And although my heart is healing at this point, I've moved on to the realization that Stan had an awesome life, and we should all aspire to be so genuine, so happy, and so positive. So, continuing the theme of paying respects, I thought I'd take the story back to basics this week, use the Freedom Five in their original costumes, just give a reminder of what hero comics are about. And I sat down and I started writing, and I found that I just couldn't. I couldn't come up with a story that I felt Stan would be proud of. So instead of doing an interconnected story like I usually do, just a couple of cool issues, cool fights, featuring the Freedom Five, and just go back to basics. We're gonna talk about Stan. I'll talk about some of the things he did for me. So, you know, and just stories, interactions, things I've heard. We'll talk about his cameos. Just whatever chat you want to bring to the table as well, feel free. So call this a tribute, call it a eulogy, call it what you will. Here's tonight's episode of Tales from the Archive, celebrating the single greatest comic book storyteller in history that I'm aware of, Mr. Stan Lee. Feel free to jump in with any dialogue you see in the stories, and let's craft a story that Stan will be proud of. So I figure tonight we're going to start with the Freedom Five versus Challenge Apostate in the Enclave of the Endlings. Just some very, I felt the Enclave, you can't have Stan without Jack Kirby, so I felt like the Enclave of the Endlings was a good place to start here. So yeah, I mean, fairly straightforward tonight. Little Stan Lee celebration, and I completely forgot to update my overlay here, so hold tight. We need to say Excelsior. There we go. Anyway, all right, everything else looks reasonable here, so here we go. So, Challenge Apostate, not all that much different. It's still pretty straightforward. The only thing that's different is whenever a demon enters play, the top card of his deck is played as well. So we're going to see some stuff a little bit faster, I think. Legacy starts out with Heroic Interception, Motivational Charge, Superhuman Durability, and Takedown. So the Legacy looks like he's playing a very support role to start things off here. Bunker has Ammo Drop, External Combustion, Flat Cannon, and Upgrade Mode. Tachyon has Blinding Speed, HUD Goggles, Quick Insight, and Sucker Punch. Wraith, Infrared Eyepiece, Razor Ordnance, Throwing Knives, and Utility Belt. And Absolute Zero has Cold Snap, Cryo Chamber, Modular Realignment, and Sub-Zero Atmosphere. Alright, here we go. Condemnation, yep, we expect that. And, okay, Apocalypse. So, that's actually not the worst thing to get out of the way. We can just kind of let that happen, almost. And just not play anything that's going to stick around too long. So, yeah. How hard would Parse kick Apostate's lying arse around the shop? Yeah, that's a good question. So, Heroic Interception would be fine. So yeah, in terms of Stan Lee, like, a lot of the stories I'm going to talk about tonight, if you were watching on Thursday when I was streaming on my channel, they're going to be the same stories because, I mean, one can only interact with Stan so many times, and you know, I had some pretty good ones, but yeah. I don't know if Takedown works. I'd rather do Heroic Interception here. Stan was... what's interesting about him is he, right up until the end, he was so just excited by everything. And you can see this everywhere. Like, you know, his cameos obviously brought a lot of joy to a lot of people, and a lot of people just, you know, didn't, like, they knew who he was, but didn't necessarily know what he meant to certain people. He meant a lot to me, and it was one of those things that for years we've been saying, oh yeah, Stan's 93, 94, 95 years old. It's got to be soon, and no matter how many times we said that, we weren't quite ready for it when it happened, and so the reality is a lot of people just didn't realize how influential his work was. Brian Lowell, you're absolutely right. I think a lot of people just kind of wanted him to live to 100, at least, just because, like, of all people in the world, it just kind of felt like he deserved it. I mean, Apocalypse. Oh yeah, that's gonna get hot goggles. So let's just bring it down. Yeah, he's just. I only had one real interaction with him, like one true interaction, and the rest of what I've got is just kind of stories. But just being around the man was. You couldn't help but smile. It doesn't matter how familiar you were with his work, or even if you just knew him from his cameos. Like, he just gave off this aura of good. You see articles and stuff about how he was always a proponent of civil rights for everyone, just like we are on this channel, and it just seemed like he was a genuinely good person. And I texted a friend of mine just after Monday, and I said, like, this feels to me the same way that it did when Robin Williams passed away. And she was like, well, I think this is worse. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, yes, Robin Williams was a tragedy, and the world lost someone good. Stan Lee, like, we would all say, we expected this to happen, and, well, the reality is we just weren't ready. So I don't know who's right there. That's not going to help us in any case. This might be relevant. I'm going to go ahead and get Cold Snap going, though. That's not going to help it at all, because we didn't get... Okay, now we have a null point, so that's nice. Okay, Immutus. Well, that's really frustrating. Tome. Okay. Hello, Maximum Carnage. Ha! Your name is very interesting, considering we're talking about Stan Lee tonight. Very cool. Let's do this. Do takedown. Do we want to draw a card? No, that's alright. So, Immutus is a problem. Unfortunately, I discarded anything that would take him down. Yes, they are. You know what? Ammo drop could be nice here. I'm going to keep that around. I'm going to flat cannon the tome here. Oh, right. It's going to go out of Immutus. So, no. That's really frustrating, not drawing a card thing. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's exactly right, Maximum Carnage. Like, I felt very sad for a very long time, and then I was like, you know what? No. The man lived an incredible life. He was such a positive influence. There's just... Yeah, I know villain cards are going to be played here. Oh, right. Oh, whoops. Takedown is played. Oh, man. Okay, hold on. I'm backing up. Derp. I forgot takedown was a thing. Yeah, I'm going to draw a card. And that's going to be the Omni Cannon. That's actually a really nice pickup. Quick Insight. Lightning Reflexes. Synaptic. Supersonic. Hey, Missing No. You haven't missed. I will say again, I'm not really telling a story tonight. We're just talking about Stan Lee, just enjoying the contributions that he made. The fact that, I mean, certainly without him, Sentinels would not be a thing. Yeah, you just couldn't ask for a better life. Like, he's an embodiment of good. The world lost an actual good person, and that stinks. So we're in the Enclave. I mean, kind of, but like I just felt like Enclave, Jack Kirby. Like, you wouldn't have Stan without Jack. You wouldn't have Daredevil without Jack Kirby. Believe it or not. One of my most interesting stories and one of my favorite stories is when Stan and I want to say it was Bill Everett. I'm not sure. When Stan was creating Daredevil, they were having trouble coming up with like a one last shtick. Like, yeah, the guy's blind. Yeah, he excels at martial arts. All this great stuff. But they were coming up with they needed one last thing, and it ended up being the Billy Clubs, and the Billy Clubs were actually designed by Jack Kirby, and that's why Kirby got the nod for the only thing that he ever really did with Daredevil was he designed that first cover art, and he invented the Billy Clubs. He gave Daredevil the Billy Clubs. So I just as much as the Stan and Jack relationship was never it's never perfect, certainly. It's important for so many reasons. And that is how you deal Immutus a ton of damage all at once. So null points, I guess, it's fine. Got this one. Oh, right. It's fine. Do you want to draw a card? Yeah, sure. Of course I do. Impale, nice. Yeah, so Venox, okay. Everything takes 2. So, in other words, Immutus takes a bunch. And Immutus is at 1. Okay. There, now Immutus is gone. We will redirect the damage to the Tome. And yeah, we'll draw a card. Okay, sweet. Alright, cool. So that was a very mediocre turn for Apostate. So an interception is fine. Charge is good. Durability, not great. So as we get further into the stream, I'm going to tell some of my stories about Stan. I got a pretty good one about the time that I met him. So that's coming. But so Stan wrote so many just influential things, and outside of comics too. Stan's soapbox was a staple of comics in the Silver Age. And I think about all the times that he wrote about equality and working together and just being the best people we can be. And that was truly revolutionary for the time. Like, I think about some of the prejudice and stuff that we see in the world today, and I'm just like, Stan wouldn't have stood for that. And he's not the only one, of course. Like, there are plenty of good people out there, but sure, let's do this. Yeah, sure. So many cards. So, Adam and I were talking about or Adam and Taffy Man, if you listen to the letters page, we were talking the other day about just key issues that Stan was responsible for, and as much as I love Daredevil, Daredevil early on was not strong. And like, he was not particularly well written. The first issue, Daredevil #1, was amazing because he was new, he was different, and Daredevil #1, interestingly enough, actually directly inspired the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. TMNT, if you watch it almost panel for panel, actually I have it. Is it in reach? Yes, it is. 1 second. There we go. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this is issue 1. It's by Kevin Eastman and Peter Layard. It actually, like, it follows the story of Daredevil almost exactly. In fact, there are panels where you can see a guy getting hit, or a kid getting hit with toxic sludge that then oozes down into the drain, which... combining with the sewage and stuff like that, created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, Daredevil was trained by Stick. The Turtles are trained by Splinter. Daredevil fights the hand. The Turtles fight the foot. There's some very close crossover there, which I love because clearly in the 1980s, here's 1984, Kevin Eastman and Peter Layard are very, very much paying tribute to Daredevil #1 from 1964. So that, that's just something cool. Obviously the art style is very, very different. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are drawn in a very sketchy black and white sort of business. Let me see if I can find a good page here. Oh, here we go. Here it is. So here's that panel from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where you can clearly see a man getting hit with a canister that is directly out of that Daredevil comic. And yeah, it's just really cool that it just shows how Stan's work influenced so many things. And then there were oodles of spin-offs of the Turtles as well. One of my favorites I found recently in a box. It was like mildly microwaved kung fu koalas or like gophers or something like that. Kung fu gophers, mildly microwaved kung fu gophers. It was super weird. But it's just like that means functionally that Daredevil was responsible for this 1980s and early 90s craze of combat critters. Okay, here's the pugilist, so he's going to play Orb of Delirium. Alright, so that orb is going to be a nightmare, as it often is. I believe that redirects pretty much anything to anything directed at a villain target. So my thinking is takedown again. Naive interdimensional commando koalas was another one. And I have a friend who bought both of them. Is it just relics to the orb? I thought it was to all villain targets. Oh, villain relic. Okay, I thought I misread that. Thank you, Seamus Butler. Attack of the radioactive hamsters from a planet near Mars. Nice. Good. Bolner app with the Weird Al Yankovic reference. But again, there's more. Like, clearly Weird Al, owes something to Stan. And I'm sure he realizes that. See, I've always wondered that too, Missing Note. Like, obviously, Sentinels of the Multiverse is a giant tribute to comics. Christopher and Adam talk about it all the time. But, like, it's just so... Ode to a Superhero is an... Oh, that's right! Level Up Leo, you're absolutely right. I completely forgot about that song. I totally forgot about it. You're absolutely 110% correct. Yeah, we'll take the damage off that. That's fine. Yeah, sure. Well, we're going to play a bunch of cards anyway. They're pushing the limits at HUD goggles. What Stan did, and Sentinels does a really good job of this, is you take those characters and you humanize them. You make them deal with real-world issues, and you make them react like people. And that is the Stan writing method. That's what I try to do every time I write one of these Tales from the Archives. Is like last time when I did the Sentinels of the Hipsterverse or whatever. You know, it's just me trying to make 4 characters, 4 otherwise rather angsty characters, you know, react like humans. And yeah, it's a little, you know, out there, I suppose, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. I don't really need to play that just yet. Sonic Vortex. Just get rid of some of this stuff. Just wipe the board. Seems strong. Kroom is here! And what's even, you know, more interesting to me is the fact that Stan's villains also were people. I think about the Kingpin, right? Kingpin is one of the most influential characters. He you know, he was a Spider-Man villain, and then he was a Daredevil villain, and he's bounced back and forth, and it's been great. But he's like, his agenda, and even on Netflix, like, his motivations aren't completely off. Thanos is the same way. Thanos is this big, huge bad. Thank you for the bits, Liquid Asylum. Like, oh, this is the discard, right? It's inventory barrage. I'll get rid of one of these eyepieces. Thanos' motivations in the Infinity War story were not outside of, like, I understand what he's trying to do. I almost sympathize with him. I don't agree with him, but I almost sympathize with him. Like, I get where he's coming from. Deadline greater than Thanos. Yeah, Liquid Asylum, I think he is. If I'm honest, like, I would say Oblivion is more like Galactus than, yeah, okay. So, yeah, we both got there, it looks like. I think, yeah, I think Thanos thought it through a little bit more. Yeah, Brian the Wolf Hunt. Now, a lot of these characters at this point, I mean, Oblivion feels like Anti-Monitor? Yeah, I can give you that. I'll give you that. That's reasonable. So we're still sitting here playing with Cold, with Episode 0. Stan paved the way for humanization of storytelling, and it's just neat to see that. So he's at 29, like, I could Heroic Interception here. I just understood how Thanos thinks he is helping by destroying that as like Deadline, so Thanos will join the Avengers when Galactus. I mean, Liquid Asylum, now that the Fox characters are coming to Disney, I think it's going to be too late by that, because they have wrapped production on Avengers 4, the as yet untitled Avengers 4, but I can see Thanos joining the side of the Avengers, kind of in the way that Baron Blade joins the side of the heroes in Oblivion. Like, I don't really want to do this, but I can, and here's how I can contribute. Yeah, just hit a bunch of stuff here. Sorry, Groom. Sorry, Corruption. There's no reason not to here. See? Oh, there's the isothermic transducer. Sure, it's quick insight. Just have all the cards to play, right? There's one. Okay, cool. Discard that. Oh, we have to discard one more, right? I'll just get blinding speed. See, I don't even know where I'm at this point. So yeah, I mean, the storytelling method is completely different because of Stan. It's really hard to hold the train of thought while I'm doing this. Yeah, sure, we'll accelerated assault. What I really am bummed, bummed isn't the right word. I would like to see Marvel Studios put up, like, get the Avengers in front of a camera. Like, I know that the Avengers took out an ad, like the original 5 took out an ad in some magazine somewhere, you know, thanking Stan. I want to see them get Holland and Downey and Hemsworth and all these characters in front of a camera and be like, and just officially make a thank you statement. I just think that that's the right thing to do. It's not like they wouldn't have career. I mean, well, Downey might not. This isn't the same as, like, when Carrie Fisher passed away. Like, yeah, obviously that was tragic and you know, disappointing and all, but oh, heroic interception, right? Boo. Sometimes Legacy and Absolute Zero are at odds with each other, which is another thing that I think we owe Stan. Like, the fact that heroes can disagree on something. You know, Amazing Spider-Man number 16 was the, I won't say little known, but it was the last appearance of Daredevil in the yellow suit. It was the only one that was outside of the Daredevil the first 6 issues of Daredevil, and Daredevil and Spider-Man saw the world in a very different way, even though they were functionally doing the same thing. They were fighting for the same reasons. They went about it in totally different ways, and they didn't really understand each other, and they didn't really understand why. So we were able to see from that heroes don't have to see things the same way to be heroes. More than one viewpoint can be called heroic. They continue to fight the same people, and Daredevil and Punisher the same way. I remember very fondly, I've been digging through my box all week trying to find it. I have an issue of Spider-Man. It's from the 90s, but it was still under the, you know, executive editor Stan Lee thing, like flag. where Spider-Man and Punisher just can't seem to agree. Punisher is taking down this boat full of guns, stolen weaponry, and he means to steal it. Like, he's like, I want to. I mean, I need more guns. And Spider-Man goes like, oh no, you aren't either. That's not allowed. And they end up basically brawling and kicking the snot out of each other, even though they're ostensibly fighting drug and gun lord runner challenge people. Punisher does have a difficulty agreeing with pretty much anybody, and that is a fair statement. But you know, he is a hero, no matter how you look at him. So we just beat Apostate, challenge Apostate. Pretty easy fight. Took him right down. And so now I want to get into, and we've been talking about some of my favorite Stan issues. Let's get the Freedom 5 back in here, because we're just doing Freedom 5 stuff today. Our second game takes us to a little bit of a different place and time. It's the Capitan at Celestial Tribunal. I'm just trying to get in a couple of characters I don't do stories with all that often. And Seamus Butler argues that Punisher is not a hero. He's a mass murderer who's killed more people than people he hunts. Well, you are not wrong. He is also basically a serial killer. But I would argue the Netflix Punisher series really handled it well, in so much as they explain why Punisher does what he does. And I don't know. Hey Bishop, we are just talking Stan Lee tonight. We're not. There's no overarching story. It's just a collection of Freedom 5 awesome stuff, and so we're just hanging out tonight. I went to try and write this week's Tales from the Archive, and I just couldn't. I was like, I want to pay my respects. So we're being heroes. We're fighting the good fight. And talking Stan and sharing some experiences. And this game, we got the Capitan at the Celestial Tribunal versus the Freedom 5 in a slightly different order. I always start with Legacy because he's the leader. Why not? Here we go. So during this game, I want to share the one time that I got to hang out with Stan, and just the goofy story that goes with it. So I'll go through the setup here, and then I'll start talking. We got Bolster Allies, Abrasive Heroic Interception, and the Legacy Ring. Wraith has Grappling Hook, Razor Ordnance, Trust Fund, and Utility Belt. Bunker has Abrasive Adhesive Foam Grenades. Flat Cannon in Upgrade Mode. Tachyon has Lightning Reflexes, Abrasive Lightspeed Barrage, and Quick Insight. And Absolute Zero has Frostbound Drain, Fueled Freeze, Horror Fire, and Isothermic Transducer. Le Capitan, we haven't seen her in a while. So her boat's coming into play. She flips if there's 3 or more under the card. Whenever a hero card is destroyed by a villain card, it's placed into this card. At the end of the villain turn, she deals somebody 4. Okay. And crew member? Yep, Chip. Oh gosh. Oh near. Okay. All right. So Boston Comic-Con. I want to say 2014. Was it 4 years ago? No. Was it? 2015. 2015. So I was working at Boston Comic-Con. I worked there for probably 6 years. It was right after, I got hired right after it was the year of the marathon bombing, the Boston Marathon bombing. And that was the year that Boston Comic-Con got moved to August. And I was like, well, I can't work in April, but I can certainly work in August. It's right before school starts back up. It's great. And the and I was working the table with Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, Jimmy Palmati, and Amanda Connor. And it was my team, my friend Doug, my podcast partner Doug, and I were responsible for that sort of corner of the room and line management and control and stuff like that. And the I probably should have gone at the ship there, but the guest of honor that year, this is my second year as a paid personnel, let's say, was Stan Lee. And I was like, okay, this is fine, but I don't know how I'm going to get away from the table long enough to get something signed by him. And as luck would have it, Jimmy Palmati, the guy whose table I was responsible for, was moderating Stan's panel that day. And excuse me. Jimmy says, "Hey, I know you're not going to get away from the table. Is there any? What can I do for you? What can I get signed for you?" And a little bit about Jimmy. He is not a serious individual in any way. He and Frankie Thierry and Billy Tucci are kind of the old New York, Brooklyn good old boys. And they have the best sense of humor. If you ever get a chance to meet them, they are hysterical and well worth it. Just well, very, very fun, very pleasant, nice people to hang out with. And so what I had brought with me, this is ridiculous. What I had brought with me was Daredevil #1 from 1964. I just mentioned that issue a little while ago, and my figuring was, I will, if I get back to get it signed by Stan, that's great. If not, whatever, it's fine. I still get Daredevil #1. And I'm like, okay, Jim, this is my most prized comic book possession. This is my Daredevil #1. It's not in the greatest shape. You know, if you're gonna do this, I need you to take the utmost care of it. Jimmy instantly got serious, and like I said, I've never seen anything like that before. What is causing us to not be able to use powers right now? Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, cool. So he's still good, I think. Hope. Destroy chip so we can draw a card. Oh, turret mode, nice. And so Jim just totally serious, deadpan facial expression. And that was great. You know, I was like, okay, now I know Jimmy's going to take this seriously. This is important. Oh shoot, I played the wrong card. I meant to play this card because I wanted to do this. And then this. And so Jim takes my I have my comic in, sorry, be rude here. I have my comic in a hard plastic case. It's not graded or anything like that. It's just a hard plastic case that can be opened. So Jim holds it like this. He's like, okay, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to, nobody gets to touch this except Stan. And he disappears. He goes to his panel. He goes wherever he needs to be. About an hour later, so I'm just sitting there holding down the fort. And about an hour later, here comes Jim back. And I don't know how he did this, but he was totally just ghostly white in the face. It was weird. And I'm like, Jim, what happened? And he starts telling me this story about a he starts telling me a story about a guy who brings in a Fantastic Four #1. And Seamus Butler, I've seen your comment. I will address it in just a second. And he's like, yeah, so I'm like, Jim, why are you telling me this? And he goes, I'm sorry, I missed a bit. So some guy brings him Fantastic Four #1, and he's like, yeah, Stan went to sign it, and with the tip of his Sharpie, rips the cover straight off, rips it clean off, and I'm starting to panic. I'm like, Jim, what happened? Why are you telling me this? And he goes, oh, no reason. And Amanda comes around the corner carrying my book, signed by Stan, and I'm like, Jim, you trying to give me a heart attack? He's like, yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I was trying to do. So, Jimmy Palmiotti, real practical Joker. But that's how I have my Daredevil #1 signed by Stan. My other story from that con was that so I had paid ahead of time. I was like, I can get away from the booth long enough, like maybe when Jimmy's at lunch or whatever, I can get away from the booth long enough to not long enough to get a photo with Stan. And so the gentleman in charge of VIPs, was my buddy Kirby. Yeah, I know. Sucker Punch would have done it. Yep, Sucker Punch would have done it. I'm aware. But again, I'm talking. I'm not paying a whole lot of attention to what I'm doing today. Not like I am ever, anyway. We're not ready on the Lightspeed Barrage yet. Of course, now Sucker Punch has no targets, so yay. But we can quick insight. Blinding Speed, Accelerated Assault, another Accelerated Assault. Actually, Assault's pretty good. I'm gonna bin the Sucker Punches, which I know is probably a mistake, but cool. Yeah, we'll bin that too. As good a card as it is, we will get rid of it. Okay. So, Horfire. I really want to do Horfire. Right, so Kirby brings us back to... he sort of sneaks us around the line, because we obviously have to get back to our post, and he's like, all right, just wait here, Stan will be here in a second, you guys can do your thing, and then come back to your post. And Stan shows up, they help him in, and his crew is there, and they're like, all right, we got to go brief the crowd. We're gonna tell him, don't talk to him, don't touch him, don't anything like that. And representative from Earth. Okay, I got to make some decisions here. Who's got a suggestion? Who's a hero that Stan would be proud of to represent the Earth? While I finish telling the story. So they go out. Oh gosh. Liquid Asylum says, guys. Seamus Butler, I think requital Captain Cosmic. Isn't that just like the right decision? So they're briefing the crowd, and we're like, well, okay, what are we just supposed to sit awkwardly here with Stan? And we're like, how's it going, Stan? And he goes, well, I'm very tired, but I'm enjoying this. Boston's a beautiful city, don't you think? And I was like, well, yeah. And so we talked for a couple minutes about, Golden Age Legacy. Yes, that's right. That's right. Of course, it's Grandpa Legacy. Although Stuntman. Stuntman's so much fun. Yeah, we're gonna do Golden Legacy. I just feel like that's right. I feel like that's right. Stuntman is pretty marvelly though. Alright, so Heroic Interception would help keep Grandpa alive. Backfist Strike, of course, always good. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and Heroic Interception. If we have to do it again, we'll do Stuntman. So yeah, so we got to chat with Stan. We got to high five him, and it was just neat. I mean, he was so pleased, so happy to be there. And yeah, he was very clearly very tired. But we got a great picture. My wife and I got a great picture with him, and we used it as our Christmas card that year, which sort of as a thank you for getting my Daredevil signed. I actually sent one of our Christmas cards down to Jimmy, and so he was pretty psyched to get that. He was very happy. Oh, this has been a fast one. Discard a card. Okay, sure. I feel like the Freedom 5 make for pretty quick games. What does the Adjudicator do? I don't even know. I'm gonna get rid of the Adjudicator. She's annoying me. Extra card plays is annoying. Yeah, I've been that too. But like that's the story that I've always heard about Stan, is that he was genuine, and he really did want to be. He wanted to be friends with every fan, you know, and that just speaks volumes of that man's integrity. Oh, Heroic Interception is a thing. Derp. You know what? Here's Legacy and Absolute Zero at odds again. Alright, we're going to try that again. I'll organize that a little differently. Might as well just hit that. Seeing as how we can't do this, we're going to try it anyway. Liquid Asylum says, yeah. That's right, Heroic Interception. That's a hero. Captain's Orders. Alright, it's fine. And we can Heroic Interception again. Alternately. What is Captain's Orders? Yeah, so that I don't care about that. Yeah, Brian Wolfhunt, you're absolutely right. Hey, Liquid Asylum. Be nice to the Dark Watch. Hi, my name is Pete Risk, and I'm sorry. I mean, Heroic Interception's so good. Next Evo, alright. But yeah, like... I said at the top of the stream that some of my best interactions with my students have been with regard to the works of Stan Lee. Missing, no, you're not wrong there. I very rarely use the Dark Watch in any way that's not their vanilla forms. I don't like their alternate costumes as much. And of course, I rarely use Night Mist anyway. Do this again. It's just interesting because, like, you feel talking to Stan like he is your friend. He's like an extra grandpa, or he was. I can't even wrap my head around that. 8. It's not enough. Not enough! Not enough burst cards. I honestly don't care about Captain's orders right now. I've got enough heroic interceptions to last days. The extra card draw is really tempting. No, we'll keep that. Alright, cool. Expatriate is a very Punisher-like character, but again, like Punisher, what makes him different than Expatriate is he can take a pounding. He can take a merciless pounding, and Expatriate, I don't feel like she can without a little bit of a boost. I don't think we have. Oh, we have the ammo drop. That's 2. No ongoings there, and we do have heroic interception, but we would like to keep that. Realignment, not helpful. All right, well, we'll just destroy 2 with the. There we go. Oh, combat stance. I've got another combat stance in hand. And she's not dealing any damage anyway, so might as well just do that. And I can't do that because once again, Legacy and Absolute Zero are at odds with each other. Okay, all together now. Paradoia and Maria Helena's Revenge, of course. And that says whenever a target is destroyed, she deals a bunch of damage. Okay, that's fine. We can probably just kill her here. I'm gonna go for it. Go for the win, folks. Go for the win. There's Inspiring Presence. Where were you all game? Maria Helena plus 20 names. You're not wrong. Just in case. But I think this is just going to do it for her. Puts her to 5, if my math is right. And this will put her to 1. We'll hit that 2 just for good measure. We'll stop dealing damage. And then Bunker can finish her off with the flat cannon. Boom! That's 2 for the Freedom 5. Maria Helena Ophelia blah 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 DeFalco. And she's being condescending. Alright. So now we get into a slightly different part of the stream. We're in the second hour now, or just about. And I would like to create some of the most marvelous games we can. The first one we're going to start with the Freedom 5, but the rest is going to be fair game. So we're going to have the Freedom 5. They're back. I'll just randomize them or shuffle them up a little bit. I might even shuffle Legacy around a little bit too. Alright, and then chat, I would love for you all to contribute. Contribute to the best possible Stan story. I can tell the story of another one of my, least favorite Daredevil issues. If you can't tell, I'm a huge Daredevil fan. Which is Daredevil number 6. At the top of the stream, I mentioned that my students just rocked and rolled over their first ever first LEGO League competition, and the reason I brought that up was the first time I got an issue of got a comic signed by Stan Lee. I was actually at a Craven the Hunter in the Savage Land. Alright. That means Insula Primalis. What are you talking? Ambuscade? And my friend was like, hey, I'm going to Super Mega Fest down in Framingham. Do you want to come? Stan Lee's going to be there. You can get your Daredevil comic signed. And I'm like, dude, I can't skip this robotics tournament. We've been preparing for weeks for this. And he's like, well, let me take your comic with you. And, well, hold tight there, Migrant P. We will do a fully Stan-centric backup story today. So yeah, Setback will be making an appearance. So he takes my comic, and like I'm totally distracted from the robotics tournament the whole day. I'm like, I spent a lot of money on this comic. And so I'm like freaking out. I'm staring at my phone all day. I'm like, make sure he signs it, make sure he signs it. And John, my friend John, not Migrant P. Well, Migrant P is also my friend. My older friend, John, sends me first a picture of him with Stan. I'm like, dude, what about my comic? And he finally sends me a picture of his comic, this comic 3 hours later. So needless to say, I was pretty nervous going into that. But lo and behold, here is Daredevil versus the Fellowship of Fear, signed by Stan Lee. And my students were all excited for me, and it was really cool. So that's my other Stan story. So it looks like, since that's the only suggestion I've got here, we are going to do Ambuscade versus the Freedom 5 on Insula Primalis. Yeah, that seems fun. Sorry, I'm looking at the thing. Okay, cool. Insula versus the Ambuscade versus the Freedom 5 on Insula Primalis with the candlestick. Should we jack the difficulty here? I could do advanced. I could do ultimate. Just a bunch of traps. I'm really tempted to do ultimate Ambuscade here. Because, like, let's make him be the most craven possible. Let's do it. Shut up, Christopher. Okay. Ultimate Ambuscade versus the Freedom 5 on Insula Primalis. Let's jam. Alright, team. Let's make Stan proud. There's a bunch of traps face up in that deck. Things could get bad. But we got a mega computer, smoke bombs, and a brace of trust funds. Along with Backfist Strike, Bolster Allies, Fortitude, and the Legacy Ring. Cold Snap, Coolant Blast, Focused Apertures, and Onboard Modular Installation. Adhesive Foam Grenade, Ammo Drop, Maintenance Unit, and Recharge Mode. Abrasive Fleet of Foot, Quick Insight, and Research Grant with which to combat it. Yeah, Migrant P is absolutely right. It's the Spider-Man No More. The backside of Setback's character is literally a tribute to Spider-Man No More, which is, I believe, an issue that John my friend John has signed by Stan. Yeah, that Tachyon hand though, it's pretty good. Okay, so if the more Legacy can play things that'll prevent Ambuscade from playing cards, that's going to be really good here. Custom hand cannon, okay, that's fine. Another custom hand cannon. Reactive plating, gross. Sonic Mine, really gross. Okay, there's the first trap. And automated turret. And an explosive launcher. Oh my god, so much damage. This could have been a mistake. Okay, here we are. We're in. We're in. Oh yeah. Oh, let me. Yeah. So, advanced turn reduces damage dealt to villain targets by 1. Yikes. Challenge says at the start of the game, all the trap cards are turned face up. Whenever a trap would be discarded, first the top card of the villain deck is played, then the trap is discarded. Whenever the villain trash is shuffled into the villain deck, all trap cards are turned face up. So you guys are mentioning the Spider-Man game. Let me just say, this Spider-Man game is pretty rad. Spider-Man versus the Kingpin for Sega Genesis. I was playing it on my stream the other day. I don't know when I'll get back to that, but I will at some point. It was a lot of fun. Very surprisingly difficult. So super prepared Ambuscade. Yeah, I wanted to make him as Craven-like as possible. Smoke bombs might not be bad here. I really need to get things started with Wraith, though. Okay, grappling hook is sweet. Razor Ordnance is great. Inventory barrage we're not seeing anytime soon. Mega Computer. Sorry, Mega Computer. Spidey does have a very, very good track record in terms of video games. A really, really good record. Like, yeah. No. Very good point. Adam and I were talking about, there was a couple of X-Men games that were really good. Ultimate Spider-Man is really fun. It was a Spider-Man 2, the video game, was really good. It's just, it's very, yeah. Well, Superman doesn't have a whole lot going for him, let's be honest here. Bolster allies, really strong start. Okay, there's the Omni Cannon. Alright, we'll galvanize. He was also a lot of fun in Marvel Heroes, which is yet another game that Adam and I have commiserated about the disappearance of on a number of occasions. So much fun. X-Men Legends 2 was the one. I think it was 2 was the one I really enjoyed. On the topic of First Robotics, my first travel tournament that we ever did for First Robotics was to Atlanta, and yeah, that was we brought the GameCube, or it was the GameCube, and an X-Men Legends 2 with us. All right, we need to start. I don't know how long this is going to last, though, unfortunately. I'm going to try and start loading up the Omni Cannon, just see if we can blast our way through it. Oh, the old Batman side-scrollers. I used to have one for Commodore 64. That was sweet. Freedom Force. I don't think I've played Freedom Force, no. Synaptic. I probably should have done lightning reflexes. That was probably foolish. No. Want that extra card draw. Anyway. Okay, that T-Rex is an problem. Oh, of course he vanishes. Well, look at how badly we're doing. Oh my gosh. The Batman Arkham Asylum games. Oh, let me tell you about some of my all-time favorite games. Wow, this is going to be a short game. I thought Arkham Origins was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, part of the fact that Mark Hamill came back as Joker for that one. Wow, we are just in dire straits already. Well, sure, Brian the Wolf Hunt, but for Arkham Asylum? Origins, he wasn't. No, he definitely wasn't the Joker in Origins. Asylum and City, he was. I don't know about Arkham Knight. Longest turn in the history of Ambuscade's deck. Does he just wipe us out in turn 2? He was in Knight? Okay. Vanish again? Wow. Just play all the cards, huh? Okay, that's Absolute Zero gone. With literal nothing we could do about it. That's what I get for doing Ultimate. My good gracious. Arkham Asylum was the first superhero game where I felt like the mouse and keyboard wasn't going to cut it. I actually used an Xbox 360 controller plugged into my Mac for that one, because I'm a lunatic. Oh boy. Alright, well, here we go. Yay! We have a second turn! But that too, though, Migrant P. Like, holy moly did I ever feel like Batman. Alright, well, we can take out one of the hand cannons. Oh, I can take out the explosive launcher. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, the Mac controls were not good for that game. That said, so, to clarify, when I say Mac, there was an interesting discussion that I was not part of because I was doing something else on a stream I was watching this morning about the misnomer is not the right word, but the misconception that that Macs are better for graphics processing or graphic design, and I see where that argument is coming from. They do have integrated graphics. The difference is a Mac Pro, which is of course the top level, actually is modular, or was for a while. I don't know if it still is, and is therefore just as customizable as a PC. That's what I'm operating down here. It's currently outdated, and that's why I'm on what Seamus Butler seems to refer to as Expatriate's laptop. And yeah. I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Happens, right? Oh. Oh wait, no, that's not going to end well. Hold on. Oh, fine. Hold on. I want to do this. Then I want to do... a quick insight. Oh, cool. Look at that. That one goes away. I guess this one goes away. Play the second card. I can't hit him because reasons. Alright, that one first. Then this. Then that. Now everybody dies. Oops. Okay. She can't deal damage though. Yeah. So that's yeah. This went pear-shaped. supersonic response and pushing the limits. Velociraptor pack. Okay. And the Velociraptor killed the mine, which blew up Tachyon, which bad stuff. So that didn't go well. Well. Okay. Let's try something different. Killed by exploding raptor. Ultimate Ambuscade, no joke. Like, that's why I wanted to try it. I was like, Ultimate Kraven, no joke. Like, Kraven can kick the snot out of Spider-Man. Like, and does. We were talking the other day about the Sinister Six, and I'll be honest, like, I remember the original, reading the original implementation of this Sinister Six, and just being more afraid of Kraven than pretty much any other part of that team. I mean, the Sinister Six, the original Sinister Six was Dr. Octopus, Electro, Kraven, Mysterio, Sandman, and Vulture. Sandman, real bad. Vulture, old guy with wings. Mysterio, creepy guy with a bunch of shenanigans. Electro, pretty easily dodgeable. Dr. Octopus, beat his face in and he goes down. Which, yeah. Yeah, no. He was awesome in Spider-Man Homecoming. I can't wait for more Vulture. But in the comics, old guy with wings and a frankly hairy-looking suit. But Kraven, big beefy guy, super well trained, knows how to hunt you down. Like, I would be afraid of Kraven the Hunter. And I recently read Kraven's Last Hunt, and boy, whew. Wings and a giant fuzzy collar. Yeah, you're right, King Banhammer. All right, chat, you and me right now. Let's create the most Stan Lee, like a team that Stan would be proud of, in a situation that Stan would be proud of. Like, let's do this right. Let's make the most Stan Lee game ever. Migrant P suggested Setback, and I will show you all why. Oh, I got to switch to original, because there we go. Here is Setback No More. So we'll bring him in, and we'll the Sentinels as the Fantastic Four. That is reasonable. One of my favorite issues of Marvel What If was what if Spider-Man had joined the Fantastic Four? All right, so we'll bring in the Sentinels. Yep, that sounds good. I'm doing old school Sentinels, so we have a little bit more room for other heroes. Not going to do the Void Guard, much as I love the Void Guard. Legacy is Captain America. I can see it. I can see it. See if there's Grandpa is Cap. Skyscraper's Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm gonna bring in Grandpa. Yeah, we've done the Freedom 5, and you know, someone said Skyscraper as sort of an Ant-Man and the Wasp. That was John. Yeah, I can see it. Haka as the Hulk. I don't know. Haka's not angry enough to be the Hulk. But I see a couple people suggesting it. Mr. Fixer is Daredevil. Yeah, okay. I gotta use my man. I gotta use my guy. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say Haka's more Hercules than anything. I did see Skyscraper. I don't know. She's not really. I mean, I'm sort of torn on Skyscraper. Omnitron's kind of a stand-in for Ultron. That's true. So okay, I'll go with it. I'll go with it. Villain is Omnitron. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. What do we got for an environment? I saw a suggestion to return to the Enclave of the Endlings. I don't think Stan did Punisher, did he? No, Punisher was created by John Romita Jr. Yeah. Jerry Conway, John Romita Jr., Ross Andrew. Yeah. Benchmark as the Falcon. That seems like a stretch. Falcon was created by Stan. Yeah, Megalopolis and Rook City are very much Metropolis and Gotham, in my mind. Mars Base, yeah, but there's no. Oh, there is the Sinister Six. And yeah, and you know what? I don't think Ultron was. Yeah, oh, Ultron was not created by Stan, it was Roy Thomas. So get Omnitron out of here. We are going team mode. Played Dr. Doom. Yeah, you're right. You're right. God, this is what a weird team this is for a team game though. All right. God, Slaughterhouse 6. Oh my god. If I could just do the Slaughterhouse 6, like that would make sense, but oh, what am I doing? Dr. Doom. Glamour. All right, fine. Oh boy. What else we got? Juggernaut. Yep, we got Juggernaut. Although I don't think Juggernaut was. Juggernaut was created by Stan and Jack, so Bugbear is very much like Sabretooth. Oh, that's true. Bugbear does have a bit of a Craven feel, too. Alright, we'll bring in Bugbear. What we got? 3, 2, 3, a 2. Alright. I'll try and keep track of all this. Alright, no, you're fine missing now. Oh, don't say that, King Banhammer. Yeah, I was gonna say Dormammu, Biomancer, Bugbear. Biomancer's such an annoyance, though. I'm so bad at team games. You all know that. Claw, yeah. Oh, Ermin would be Black Cat. Oh, that's true. She's a nuisance, but she's not that hard. Plague Rat Lizard. Yeah. Sergeant Steel's a nightmare. Like, legitimately. Alright, I'll bring in Ermin. She is, you're right, she is basically Black Cat. Environment. Oh, that's true. That's true. Black Cat was not. Was not. Wasn't Stan. Oops, any villains. I don't really want to do steel. I start to steal though. I really don't. I really don't. Yeah, okay, that's true. I could pull a hero, and considering that my dislike for Ant-Man is rather well noted at this point, get out of here. Sorry, Sky. All right, environment. It's a long story. Oh, you're right though. Captain America wasn't. I don't think he was Stan. It would help if I spelled it right. It's Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. So yeah, Cap's out of here. So it is Sky. Sky's in. Sky's in. Yep. You're absolutely right, Margaret P. I think we just kind of associate that. Wow, that was almost a huge mistake. Almost a huge mistake. All right, so environment. What this is going to be a ridiculous fight. The block. Yeah. Yeah, Enclave is good. Yeah, I think block's fine. Or Freedom Tower. Like, that was my other consideration. You know, Avengers Tower. But... oh, Xavier's School! Yeah, you're right. I like that. I like that. You're right, but it's also very much... yeah, no, you're right. But it's also, if you think about what it is, it's definitely more than that. All right, well, here we go. Let's do this shenanigans. And I will do my best to make Stan proud, but you all know how terrible I am at team games. All right, Setback has Karmic Retribution, Silver Lining, Uncharmed Life, and Whoops Sorry. The Sentinels have Dark Delusions, Horrifying Dichotomy, Restorative Burst, and Team Communications. Yeah, the Sanctum Sanctorum is really cool looking in the new Spider-Man game. Don't get me wrong, Missing, though. I'm a humongous Teen Titans fan. Nightwing is my boy. Mr. Fixer has Charge, Grease Monkey Fist, Pipe Wrench, and Salvage Yard. Skyscraper has Colossal Left Hook, Cortex Hyperstimulator, Rest and Recover, and Undetectable Relinking. Oh, yeah. No, I knew what you meant. That said, I do also have the first appearance of Nightwing, which is New Teen Titans, I believe. Teen Titans was a really, really, really weird thing. Yes, King Banhammer. Nightwing was amazing in Batman Arkham City. And I want a full game of that. Really, really badly. Like, I would ditch my Mac and build a PC if that's what it took to get a Nightwing game. And that's saying a lot, because I hate Windows. Alright, Baron. Yep. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Major Flay, Exhausting Pursuit, Concealed Pitfall. I'll give this a Setback. He's the most survivable here. Yikes. Alright, so Karmic Retribution, there's nothing in my pool here. Yes, no, so, okay. Yeah, Ant-Man... He can talk to ants. Pym is incredibly... King Banhammer is exactly right. He's super arrogant and self-righteous. Scott Lang, much better Ant-Man. Ant-Man as a character, dumb as rocks. He can talk to ants. And he can grow and shrink based on a serum. Like, I just think he's stupid. There's nothing in play right now. Does this even work? I don't know how this works. I'm gonna try it. Sweet. That's what I wanted to see. No, I just can't stand him. I just can't stand him. Yep, I will take the damage. Okay, Fright Train. Yep, that's gonna happen. Ouch. Oh god, he's dealing so much damage. Alright, well, we're gonna start with this. Get cards in hand. Well, I guess we're gonna play this. I really, really like Giant Man as part of a team. I'm gonna be very specific there. Even in the movies, he was so good as part of a team. I really, really liked him. I just don't think it's a character that can stand on its own. And that bugs me. Alright, so what's Public Enemy number 1? God, I'm so bad at these team games. Like, I'm so overwhelmed right now. I just don't even know. Yeah, thanks, Micro P. I get overwhelmed by what's going on the field here, and I don't even know who to target. I think Blade, Bugbear, Fright Train, and Ambuscade in that order. Okay. We'll do it. Oh, Team Com's back. Yeah, no. Well, Ambuscade is a nightmare. If you don't deal with him last, sorry, Glamour. All right. Yeah, they are. So that's like oops. It's not intended. Just wanted to read his card. Alright. Oh, God. Well, so much for that. Here's Desert Eagle. So brutal. Thanks, Migrant P. This is gonna end badly. Like, I so rarely have any idea what I'm doing in these. Bugbear is an actual problem. Alright, we'll just shift gears. We'll go to Bugbear then. Stimulate here. We'll do that. that's interesting. Sure. It's true. Okay, Karmic Retribution is online. Fortunately, here comes a pile of damage. Oh, Mangrove, okay. Oh, God. Alright, here comes another team communication. Ugh, I gotta get rid of that. Because otherwise Idealist is just gonna die. Oh boy. Actually, you know what? Sorry, Idealist. That's exactly what I was thinking. Unfortunately, Envenom Bolts doesn't drop off. Just gonna have a big turn here. That's what I'm talking about. It's only going to deal one. Maybe we clean up some of this stuff here. Please gain health. Please gain health. Please gain health. Discard 2 cards? Sure, Setback can do that. 1, 2. Right. Well, okay, there's that. Isn't there one that deals to everything? Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, is it a tool? Yeah, it's Jack Handle. Yeah. That's unfortunate. That said, I'm still going to meditate. Let's see what would be good here. Irreducible, fine. Actually, Irreducible wouldn't be the worst. Driving Mantis? Oh. 2 or less damage, though. Monkey Fist, fine. I'm going to do a Riveting Crane. And then maybe we can get through this a little bit easier. Yep. Oh, God. Here come more of them. Oh, highest is 16. Oh, God. Fine. Choke Slam. Yeah, this is gonna happen too. Thank goodness for Mainstay's block. And we'll punch. Or clap, rather. Okay, another choke slam. It's fine. Regression darts. Yay. Bride's gonna take that because reasons. Ow. Fling's good. All these cards are good. You know what? Just in case. Alright, Retribution's online. Smash! Smash, Setback, smash! Harder! Okay. Fine, fine. Unfortunately, here comes a big wallop. What the heck? Brian the Wolf Hunt, that is a really... I've also done the same thing. I've looked at all the art, but I honestly have no idea what any of the cards do. I've played Oblivion once. Didn't go so well, but that is that. Ooh. Ooh. Problem is, like, my wife doesn't play games, and I don't... It's so hard to... Like, I don't have any diehard Sentinels fans around where I live. I have casual Sentinels fans who enjoy the game, but... I don't know. Anything that allows mainstay to deal. Okay, Coordinated Assault I could get in for 6, which is kind of nice, actually. However, I think it's Dark Delusions. Oh, right. Shoot. No, it's not. I gotta get rid of that stupid Envenomed Bolts. Alright, fine. Oh, the Hippocratic isn't... Alright, fine. Blackout. Sorry, Idealist. Oh, shoot. That's going to heal him all the way back up. Oh, well. That was stupid. That was really, really stupid. I didn't even think of that. Dang it. Alright, hold on. Oh, but that... Right, because every time he deals damage. Derp. Alright, hold on. We're done doing that over again. It's going to be Wraith, but he's going to deal it to Fright Train instead. And Fright Train will use that to clear the board a little bit. Discard it or put it on top, right? So that's fine. Okay, there we go. That's good. That's good. Oh, he will, Bishop. I know Craig's working on schedule-y stuff for Unplugged right now, so I would imagine he'll probably get back to you very soon about that, because I know we're still short-handed. Oops, hold on. That didn't work. Oh gosh, another fail brawn. That's bad. So we're shifting gears a little bit. We're going to go after Bugbear, or Fright Train for a minute. Oh, God, another one? You've got to be kidding me. Stupid thing is so annoying. Too many guns. Alright. Oh, stupid regression darts. Oh my god. Stupid training simulator. Well, this didn't go so well, folks. Unreal. No, I'm sure he'll get there. Legitimately, like... Right? My mouse battery's dying. Ow. Okay. Welcome back, Idealist. Not the most fantastic of turns for them, but there you go. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be the Sentinels again. So many good cards, I don't want to discard them. Boo. Oh my god. What do you mean, Banhammer? Both are hard to plan around? Yeah, that's true. It's true. Esteban. Rather see this. Stupid Esteban. Okay, we killed Esteban. For the record, the Esteban joke comes from Zach and Alex Gear Up, which is my... the Esteban joke comes from Zach and Alex Gear Up, which is my Gears of War playthrough that has been on hiatus for a very, very long time with my buddy Alex. And it's coming back as soon as I can get it back. But... for the moment, it is still on hiatus, and that's what we used to call the decoy in Horde mode. Carlos and Esteban. I have no idea why we called them that, but that's just the way it was. No, I don't want to play either of those cards. Unfortunately, he's going to take a shoot load of damage. Oh boy. Alright, well. Oh, right. Enticing target. Fine. No. So painful. Yeah, oh, that's true. I have Silver Lining in play. Derp. Forgot about that. Nice. Thank you, Brian LeWolf, for reminding me that I did that. See, this is what I talk about. I get overwhelmed and I can't... I just don't know what's going on. Mainstay's going to deal this damage. Hold on. I got a better idea. There's a better card that can be played here. Yeah. Here you go, Blade. Take that. Well, I mean, here we go. We're not dead yet. We are not dead yet. Oops. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely Setback. It's got two cards that I do not want. Blood Scent, bye-bye. Oh, that was a hit. Sorry, Mainstay. Oh, so rude. Fine. Yeah, well, he's pretty out of hand. He's pretty out of hand. And I have no ongoing destruction or anything like that, so I think Bugbear just beats us. Because all I can do is like one. Actually, Setback does have some stuff to destroy ongoings, doesn't he? I think I've used two of them, but... And Ray Manta's back. Oops. But then there's a compulsion canister. Oh gosh, a compulsion canister that does literally nothing except kill Baron Blades. So that's a thing. Yeah, Sky does have some. No. No. Ow. Oh, God. Entry point. Of course. Oh dear. Yep. Well, Fixer's out. Of course, Setback's not drawing anything either. I think we're gonna have to settle for everything except Bugbear here. You know what? Yeah, he's doing it. Silver lining. Alright. It's time. That's not going to get through. Unfortunately, if we kill Ambuscade, we're going to have a bunch of problems. Oh, this is bad. This is a spot. Oh, he only has one card. Shoot. Alright, well. That's just going to 86 her altogether. At least he killed that. Hey! Okay, okay. Oh dear. Oh boy. Okay. Aha! Aha! Bugbear thinks manta rays are yummy. Oh look, there's another enticing target. And there's Glamour. Yay. And Revolt kills everybody. Revolt kills the Sentinels universe. It's literally the only people up are the Sentinels? Oh no. Oh, because Setback doesn't have a card in his hand. And she is dead. So let's bring her back to... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's my heroes. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yes. That is exactly what Setback says. Well, we got two of them. Of course, this happens. Alright, here's Setback again. He's gonna try. He's gonna swing for the fences. Yeah. Yep, that's gonna happen. She might as well smash. Telly wall up. I can use block as power. this. Okay, we're going to stop there. Block. I mean, we're not out yet. Cue ball. Yay. And there's Idealist down again. Block is a thing. Setback. The Sentinels are just a little bit more survivable than Setback right now. Shrewd ambush. And there's Esteban back. Man. Okay, there's Wraith down. And I think this is just death. I think we're just dead here. Oh, Mainstay's still alive! Sure. I think Medico has to be alive. Oh, no! I know this is the wrong play. But I really want Mainstay to just blast. I'm doing it. Yeah, it's the enticing target is an problem. So we'll hit it. And we'll block again. Ow. Punch the side of my desk. Oh, well, right. So this, Esteban has really got himself protected here. Okay. What does he have in hand? He does have, okay. Who are we bringing back? I'll keep bringing Idealist back. Wake up the kid. Medico's not active. Unfortunately, the enticing target is still... Oh, man. Stupid landing pad. Oh, my gosh. I mean, we're... Oh, wow. Okay. There it is. Well, we came a lot closer than I thought we would. Bugbear got out of control. That early game confusion was really kind of a nightmare, and then having two Blood Furies or whatever it is in play, that just the pain train. In hindsight, I think I would have focused on Bugbear a little bit more. Anyway, well, at any rate, I hope everybody enjoyed Tales from the Archive tonight. This was a little celebration of life for the late great Stan Lee. I'll be back with stories next time, but I was just having some trouble writing today, and I was like, you know what? It's time to celebrate the life of one of the most amazing, influential people in my life and to comics as a whole, without whom Sentinels of the Multiverse wouldn't exist at all. So, Excelsior. Rest in peace, Stan. We love you. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's Tales from the Archive. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share our channel on social media and in person. You can follow Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as Handelabra Games here on Twitch. If you want to see more content from me, including the Adjacent Hex podcast and the occasional sketch comedy video, facebook.com/Another Letdown is the place to be for that. If you have story submissions for me to tackle or just want to say hi, hit me up on Twitter. My name is at DENONCZD. I also do live streams of other video games on my team's Twitch channel. Currently, we're working our way through Mega Man Zero. There it is. That is Thursdays at 6? Thursdays at 6? Is that what I'm doing? Yeah, Thursdays at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. It's a show called Zach Sucks at Games. It's a lot of fun. We're enjoying it. And, of course, as soon as I can get it available, Zach and Alex Gear Up will be back as well. This week, because it's Thanksgiving, Zach Sucks at Games will be on Friday, still 6 to 8. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iOS, Android, and PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam, and as always, some good old-fashioned cardboard and ink. You can get the game and more information at sentinelsdigital.com. Scheduling this week, both Dolphins Dive and Tales from the Archive will be off for Thanksgiving stuff this coming week. However, during the normal Tales from the Archive slot, 7 to 9 on Sunday, Lou Dolphin and I will be bringing you our special Thanksgiving Leftovers Shenanigans special. It's one of our weird Dolphins Dive, Tales from the Archive crossovers. We have something really clever planned for you guys, and possibly something to show off we're really excited about. So definitely tune in for that. And like I said, I will be broadcasting on my channel this Friday, 6 to 8 for Zach Sucks at Games. So hunker down and avoid the Black Friday people with me and watch me fail at Mega Man. Until then, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night. We'll talk to you next time. Take care.